Denny Hamlin stood in front of the cameras after the fastest qualifying lap of his career and did something no driver does after winning a pole. He undercut it. "I gotta be honest with you, I got extremely lucky," Hamlin said. Standing next to his car, fresh off the fastest lap of the session, the man who just beat the best driver in the field looked less like a champion and more like a man confessing to a crime. 0.001 seconds. That's the number that will define this entire NASCAR weekend, and it's smaller than anything a stopwatch has ever been asked to separate. To understand why that number matters, you have to understand where this all happened. Chicagoland Speedway, a 1.5-mile oval in Joliet, Illinois, hadn't hosted a NASCAR Cup Series points race since 2019. 7 years of silence, 7 years of speculation about whether the track deserved a second chance. This weekend was that chance. The return of Cup Series racing to a venue NASCAR had walked away from in favor of a downtown street course. Every driver in that garage understood the subtext. This race wasn't just about Sunday's finish. It was an audition for the track's own future. Before we get into how brutal that margin actually was, here's a quick ask. If you're finding this kind of breakdown useful, this channel, NASCAR Racing World, is closing in on 500 subscribers. And every single one of you hitting subscribe, tapping like, or dropping a comment genuinely moves the needle on what we can keep building here. It costs nothing, it takes 2 seconds, and it tells us exactly what kind of racing content you want more of. Now, back to the number that's got the entire garage talking. Denny Hamlin turned a lap of 30.296 seconds, translating to 178.241 mile per hour. Kyle Larson, running later in the qualifying order, posted 30.297 seconds, or 178.235 mile per hour. That's it. That's the entire gap. The closest pole-winning margin of the 2026 season, decided by a fraction of a second, too small for a human eye to register, yet large enough to decide who starts first and who starts second in front of a sold-out crowd. Here's where it gets stranger. The man who won didn't want credit for it. Hamlin explained exactly why after climbing out of the car. "I don't want to continue to underplay it, but we got really fortunate. The last 12 cars had full sun. The last few had like 90% sun. But I think it was the deciding factor. We saw right after I went, the track got hotter, and seems like the corner speeds of those guys started to slow down." In plain terms, Hamlin ran his lap while the sun was still baking the asphalt, giving his tires more grip. Everyone who ran after him, including Larson, dealt with a cooling track and shifting conditions that cost speed. Hamlin didn't stop there. He admitted the sun alone should have made him irrelevant to this fight. "Anyone that goes out right now beats me. We got lucky these last 12 guys just got stuck in the sun." That's a pole winner saying, out loud, that the lap order, not the car, not the driver, decided the outcome. He went further, admitting he never expected to be fighting for the top spot at all. "This is very surprising, truthfully," Hamlin said. "I was actually thinking that I would take the rain out in P19, but once I ran the lap, I thought it would put us somewhere in the top 12, and I was happy with that." He credited his Joe Gibbs Racing crew for reworking the car overnight after a rough Friday practice. "They did a really good job with my car overnight. We worked for a long time with the team trying to figure out what I need to go faster and execute around here." Now here's the other side of the argument, the one that doesn't care about sunlight or track temperature. Whether it was luck or not, the record book doesn't hand out asterisks. This was Hamlin's 4th pole of the 2026 season, his first ever pole at Chicagoland, and the 51st of his career, moving him past Ryan Newman into 9th place on NASCAR's all-time pole list. It was also his 3rd consecutive oval pole, following wins at Michigan and Pocono. 2 months without an oval qualifying loss, at 45 years old, in his 20th honest full-time season. Luck doesn't repeat itself 3 times in a row on 3 different racetracks. And Hamlin knows exactly who he's still worried about, luck or not. In my personal opinion, Kyle Larson is the best driver at this racetrack, so he's going to be someone I have to contend with, and I'm sure all the Hendrick cars are. That's the tension the whole weekend hangs on. A driver calling his own pole lucky while simultaneously admitting the man who lost it to him is the one he fears most. While Hamlin was explaining away his own speed, 2 other garages were living through a very different kind of drama. NASCAR's pre-race inspection process turned into its own storyline before a single qualifying lap mattered. Kyle Larson's number 5 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet failed inspection twice before passing on its third attempt. The penalty: car chief Jesse Saunders was ejected for the remainder of the weekend, and the team lost its pit stall selection. That loss stings more than it sounds, because Larson qualified on the outside of the front row, a spot that would have earned his crew a prime pit stall for Sunday's race. Instead, that advantage is gone. Michael McDowell's number 71 Spire Motorsports Chevrolet had it far worse. His car failed inspection 3 times before finally clearing on the 4th attempt. Because of the repeated failures, NASCAR ruled McDowell ineligible to even attempt a qualifying lap. He starts Sunday's race from 38th, dead last, and must serve a pass-through penalty the moment the green flag drops. His car chief, Travis Young, was also ejected for the rest of the weekend. McDowell entered Chicagoland, sitting 20 honest in the championship standings, just 32 points below the provisional playoff cut line. A single inspection failure has now buried his race before it even starts. Underneath all of this sits a heavier story about Kyle Larson. He's chasing his first win since Kansas in May 2025, a drought now stretching 42 races. And yet, Chicagoland is statistically his best track. A 6.17 average finish, the best in track history among drivers with multiple starts, with runner-up finishes in both 2018 and 2019. That 2018 finish wasn't just a runner-up, it was a last-lap duel against Kyle Busch that fans still replay to this day. Before returning to Chicagoland this year, Larson rewatched that finish, first ahead of an April test session, then again ahead of this race weekend. Busch passed away in May at age 41, and Larson has said, "The footage carries different weight now. It was a really neat battle, and it's always fun to be a part of battles that still to this day get replayed, and I've been a part of a few," Larson said. There's also money quietly riding on all of this that most fans forget about. NASCAR's in-season bracket-style challenge carries a $1 million prize for the eventual winner. This round pit teammates against each other, with William Byron eliminating his own Hendrick Motorsports teammate Kyle Larson from the competition. Every lap this weekend carried financial stakes layered underneath the championship stakes. And then there's the track itself, fighting for its own survival. Before this weekend, Chicagoland's Cup Series future was genuinely uncertain, with NASCAR reportedly weighing a return of the downtown Chicago street course for 2027. Drivers openly framed this race as an audition. Chase Briscoe, an Indiana native racing close to home, made his hopes clear before the green flag even dropped. "I hope that we can continue to come here. Hopefully it puts on an amazing race. Hopefully the fans turn out, and if so, hopefully we can keep coming back even if there is a Chicago street race again. Maybe we can do 2 different races here." Team owner Joe Gibbs echoed the same uncertainty when asked whether NASCAR would choose between Chicagoland and the street course. "We're talking about the street race, so we'll see what all happens. That's out of my hands. Who knows? We may do both." So here's where this leaves things. One driver won by 0.001 seconds and immediately said he didn't deserve the credit for it. The other lost by that same 0.001 seconds and still holds the best average finish in track history. One team lost its pit stall over an inspection failure that stung because of how well it had qualified. Another driver never got to qualify at all, and now starts dead last with a penalty waiting for him under green. A rivalry that once defined this track lost one of its 2 participants for good in May. A $1 million bracket challenge is quietly eliminating drivers in the background of a bigger championship fight. And the track hosting all of it is racing for its own future, just as much as any driver on the grid. Whether Hamlin's pole was a masterclass dressed up as luck, or an honest confession from a driver who knows exactly how thin these margins really are, is a question NASCAR fans are already arguing about, and it's a debate worth having in the comments below. If you made it this far, you clearly care about the details that make this sport worth following closely. So do this channel a favor. Hit subscribe, drop a comment with which side of this argument you're on, lucky pole or legitimate dominance, and share this with a NASCAR fan who'd want to see it. NASCAR Racing World is building toward that first 500 subscriber milestone, and every comment and share genuinely helps more people find breakdowns like this one. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next.